Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Isani Caetano.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I am Isani Caetano.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
And today is Wednesday, the 22nd of July.
Yes,
wow,
good
we're
morning.
Midweek. Good morning, Sab. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good, actually.
All right.
I can't believe that Wednesday. Feels like the week is whizzing by quickly.
I know.
Which is a good thing. I'm
yes.
not complaining.
I'm going to tell Paul that yesterday. It was just Tuesday, and it felt to me like the week was flying by pretty quickly. So I'm hoping that it keeps up the same energy because I'm definitely looking forward to the weekend. I know that this weekend for us here at OIE is an exciting one because we are expecting to head west for a country tour. So that's cool. We always get to leave a day early and get a little experience in, set up shop, and get things prepared for you guys on Monday.
Nice. I don't have any weekend plans just yet. But I'm looking forward to some rest. Perhaps that's a good thing for me.
That's a good thing to look forward to.
I always got something for those.
And let me tell you this too, Isani. You say you have no plans just for rest. That's a plan in my book. Like, I plan for do nothing sometimes too. And that's a good enough plan for me.
Well, we'll see how it shapes up for me, right? Let's jump into our show lineup for this morning.
Alrighty.
Quickly, for our viewers at home, this is what you're going to expect this morning from us. First segment, animal welfare groups call for stronger enforcement of cruelty laws. Yes, there's been some serious issues with people and pets and how they're treating pets, right? And of course, a new school year and new opportunities. Digi is going to be joining us to discuss its back to school promotion. And Belize to the world stage. If you guys are familiar with the music of Ras Indio, he goes all the way back. He's going to be joining us this morning to talk about his 2026 tour. And last but certainly not least, the Salvation Army celebrates its 110th anniversary. Wow, 110 years.
That's a long
Salvation
time.
Army.
That's
Yes.
a legacy in and of itself. And, you know, the contributions that have been given to Belize, I think it's one that we cannot discredit. We think of the Salvation Army in many ways. And especially around Christmas time, it almost feels like they usher in the Christmas season even.
Yeah.
So that's something I think worthy of talking about. But we also have some topics we want to jump into, Isani, as well. You'd know that we call it our 5 things our viewers need to know before they leave their homes this morning. So let's dive into it. We want to start things off with perhaps the headline conversation that we've been covering in the news for the better part of the last 2 days. More recently, the opposition leader, Tracy Tager-Panton, has commented on her position of the judicial appointments. We also discussed this yesterday, myself and Paul, and so we'll be stepping into that conversation a bit further. Also, we want to highlight some developments and possible new adjustments to the proposed Broadcasting Act 2026. And them now seemingly suggesting that online news platforms that we would know and recognize, they might need to be licensing their companies or their businesses. So that's a conversation I think that's worthy of having. I think for me, I'm more interested along the lines of some concerns that viewers would generally have about legitimacy of certain posts, accuracy, things that are based on facts versus hearsay. That's something that could be discussed. I believe in another story, I also saw some potential penalties being included as well. But another topic of discussion right now is Tony's Barbecue facing relocation and then putting out a statement about how they feel about the process of that as well. They're saying they're not knocking the relocation itself, but they feel like the process could have been done better. And then, of course, we can't forget to mention KTV The Remix Season 8. Last night was disco night, and they brought the party, guys. I was enjoying the show. And next week is going to be R&B night. So I know that's a night you will definitely be looking forward to, Isani.
Yeah.
I know you might have your favorites you want to hear. So we'll be talking about that as well.
All right, where do you want to start?
Let's start with the headline topic. I know that yesterday, myself and Paul, we tried to touch on it and give a brief overview of what the situation was. I think opposition leader Tracy Teger-Panton also shared her perspective on it. She said that she has some concerns about Belizean attorneys being overlooked. This is also reinforced by the Association of Defense Attorneys that we've also highlighted in the newscast. And really, I think the sentiments of many Belizeans, we don't want to be investing in our education, coming back to Belize to share our work, and then be overlooked when it comes to promotions.
So, this is an interesting one for two reasons. And, you know, it's a lively debate that's taking place within legal circles, right? So, while you have Belizeans who have gone abroad to study law and have qualified themselves as reputable, you know, unblemished, so to speak, attorneys who qualify to sit on the High Court bench, there's the issue of familiarity and the issue of political influence, right? So what we've heard for the most part since this issue became one that's out there in the public is the fact that, you know, lawyers are saying, well, you know, overlook why we can't get a job there, why it has to be a Guyanese or you know, a Jamaican or whoever else from within the CARICOM region, and in some cases as far away as from Sri Lanka, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking at the Commonwealth, right? But then when you look at Belize in terms of its small legal fraternity, and you look at the political system that we have, right? And this is just a perspective that was shared with me. I'm not saying that this is written in stone and so forth. It's just another take that was shared with me recently, and it kind of opened my eyes to what the lay of the land looks like. So they're saying, look, check it out. You have PUP liars, you have UDP liars, right? And these people, for all intents and purposes, are qualified to sit on the bench. So we're not to argue whether in Ghana school and what that it merits and so forth.
In some cases, they all went to the same school.
Yeah, but we're saying, look, check it out. When there's a vacancy, and if you look at what happened fairly recently, I'm not going to call any names, but fairly recently, there were 2 posts that were open on a temporary basis, right? And 2 well-known PUP senior counsels get that post, right? Albeit on a temporary basis. 2 well-known, and I'm not saying that, again, like I said, that they're not good at what they do, but you know what their political alliance or allegiance is. So they get elevated to that post, and who's the party in power? It's the People's United Party.
Yeah.
So people look at that and say, well, I wonder if there's any influence there or whatsoever.
So you
right? So
think,
that's a perspective.
do you think then that this is about political influence?
I'm not saying that. I'm
Okay.
simply saying that that is what is being looked at.
Okay.
When you look at the entire situation, you have people who share that opinion that says, well, even if there are no politics on the face of it, the country is so small that these lawyers represent certain major clients. If they are sent to the bench, what happens if that particular... So all of these questions are coming up. And this is just one side of the argument. This, like I said, have nothing to do with whether in Ghana school and whether they qualify INA and so on and so forth, right? But it's a robust discussion that's being held. And if you followed what the leader of the opposition said yesterday, at this point, she cannot say yes to the appointments of Shaniza Smith and the other attorney from Trinidad and Tobago, right? Simply because there are a lot of questions being asked. And this thing never just come up. This never just happened, right? I think earlier this year or late last year, I'd say perhaps around December of last year, right? I was at an event with a couple lawyer friends of mine, and from then there was this chatter about, okay, there are going to be some vacancies coming up and Belizeans are going to apply for them, but they're doing so skeptically because they've already seen this pattern before, right? Where you have capable people, I believe, who could do the job, they've applied, and in many cases they don't even get a response from, you know, whoever is receiving the applications. You know when you submit an application for a job, someone has to acknowledge receipt of the application, right? Somebody either write or call and say, hey, thanks, miss, you know, so and so for applying for the job. We'll get back in touch with you, so on and so forth. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
So they did so with much skepticism that this never going no way. But at the time that it was mentioned to me, admittedly, I wasn't really paying it much mind like that because this was like very early on, right? At least in this cycle. And then everything comes back full circle. And recently I said, okay, I see where this individual is coming from with this particular concern.
Yeah.
Right? But then we were also looking at, one, the free movement of people within the region, right? So if you look at the CSME framework, for instance, we fairly recently, I believe either at the beginning of the year or sometime late last year, allowed for certain CARICOM nationals from certain countries to come into Belize and work legitimately, right? Without all the hassles of getting yourself established otherwise. So that opens it up there. But that's within the CARICOM space, right? If you look at what's happening within the Commonwealth, right? If you recall, when Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser had retired from the lower court bench, she, in essence, as far as I recall, was putting in place, or attempted to put in place, a succession plan where another Belizean would ascend to that bench. Well, that wasn't the case. They went for a Sri Lankan. They went for Jayane Wegodapola, right? All the way, but she's a member of the whole Commonwealth framework, so you could apply and then you could. But it gave many the impression that whoever that Ms. Fraser was sort of, you know, showing the ropes and preparing to succeed her was completely overlooked. Now, I don't know what the specific criteria are. I really can't tell you. I don't know where they look for certain things, but I would want to think that you're supposed to have equal parts experience and academic qualification, you know, to complement each other, and that makes you an eligible candidate. At least that's how jobs are given out, right? If I advertise a job or a vacancy, I will say, okay, well, you need X amount of academic degrees and so many years of experience, right? In this case, because of the nature of that job, it's a very, very important job. I don't know that you could have people on the bench who never practiced before.
Yeah.
Right? Because then how do you look at a case and wait without having had first-hand experience litigating or you know, operating in other spaces within the judicial system? How does that work, right? Maybe in some other areas of work, you could skip the experience or you could skip the academics. It's not set in stone. You could, but in this one, I want to deal with people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Because every little mistake, you could send somebody away, or every little mistake, you could miscarriage the whole process, right? So all of these are things that are looked at, but, you know, in a sense, we have to respect the position of the ADA, because they have come forward with it and said, look, man, what are we at Belizean store? We supposed to get the same thing.
Yeah.
And when you look at, and I'm glad that earlier this week, Shane was able to look at a broader picture as well, in terms of benches in other parts of the Caribbean, where, like in Jamaica, for instance, there are people that look for their own and ascend their own, right? In other countries within the CARICOM region, they're doing the same. So Belize stands out considerably that we're not got no Belizean Pafui bench.
Yesterday, I made a comment and I was telling Paul, it almost feels like Belize has a culture of liking foreign thing, right?
Of course.
You know, we feel like it has better value if they're not fine, in many aspects, not only on the topic of what we're speaking of right now. And I think it's going to be detrimental to us.
That's where the famous line came, Belizeans are got no talent, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, actually, now that you mention that. And it's sad because I think it's even a sense of thinking before this administration too, though. But I truly believe that we have to remove that frame of thinking because we are going to miss a lot of opportunities.
It can't be that you have people who are Belizeans that are well trained in a certain area, and for whatever reason we feel like, okay, well, you know what, maybe somebody with an American degree better, or somebody with a, is better fit for the job than a Belizean who has spent his or her entire young life training for what they want to become in the future.
Well, let's move on.
Yes, sorry,
we want to jump on another topic I think is quite interesting and perhaps relevant to us because of the line of business we are in.
Yeah.
The proposed Broadcasting Act 2026 and the possibility of online platforms that we have carefully refrained to acknowledge as news outlets to potentially have licensing now, and I think be held accountable in the same way that we would be as well as broadcasting companies.
You know what? I'll say this, right? And I thought about it this morning when I saw you put it as an item to discuss. So I think I've sat here on this couch previously and I've taken sort of an adversarial role in discussing all of these other social media platforms, right? But I want to look at it differently today. I want to look at it today as sort of a teaching moment for our audience so that they could understand what is the difference between the work that we do, as I describe it as the established media, versus all of these other pop-ups, right? So in our professional space, we are held to certain standards. We are held to certain account. So we cannot, one, make some of the egregious mistakes that other platforms make. That's first and foremost. Two, if we do, intentionally or otherwise, there are consequences, right? Yeah. So we live in our space right now where everybody that sue. Sister sue, brother sue.
Yeah.
You make one mistake and you get a letter, right? And I understand it. People, for the most part, are very, very particular about their reputation, the reputation of their business, so on and so forth. So I get it. But the same way how if I make a mistake, you send me a letter, what happened to these other pop-ups? I call them pop-ups because every other day there a new one, right? I was looking for some footage the other day for some incident that happened, and I stumbled upon a brand new one that I never knew exists, right?
Yeah.
So they're pop-ups, right? But no address, you can't find where they live. You don't know who that the owner behind the page or whatever. So if you feel aggrieved by something that is published by this so-called media house, what's your line of recourse? Because Channel 5 that 2882 Coney Drive, right? Channel 7 that 7 Albert Street or whatever that is, right? So on and so forth. You could find the people who own the place and you could serve them the letter and say, look, we're going to court because you said this or you published this, whatever. Out there in the ether that every man for himself.
In some cases, we don't even know who the owners of these pages are.
Out there in the ether is everyone for themselves, right? Yeah. So people operate roughshod, right? And I think what they're trying to do now, at least for the Belizean platforms, the Broadcasting Authority is trying to create regulation that says, look, man, you can't just operate in that space. You to advertise and have people to post and make money off of it at the expense of the other ones that are established and reputable.
Yeah.
But I go a step further, right? To your point earlier at the beginning of the conversation, when we pick up a story idea and we discuss how we're going to approach this information, if it's a lead, if it's a particular document that says this is what's happening or you might want to look into this, we have to test it rigorously before, during, and after. That's called due diligence, right? We're supposed to be able to say, okay, this is an allegation. Do we have all parties weigh in so that when we present this to our audience, it is balanced and it's up to them to decide what they believe the truth is in all of it, right? So I'm only using that as an example to show that, look, we have a lot we need for, that smell test and then tick off everything. We have to go through that process.
Yeah.
And I see certain, and I won't call any names, it's not necessary, but I see some of these so-called media houses just publish anything. And when it is wrong, they just delete it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that happens with it. If I go wrong, I have to come back either upon this platform or upon the news and retract it. And I get a fine, depends on how heavy the situation or the mistake was, right? With these other ones, they don't.
I think
what's
also,
even worse, one second, Sab, what's even worse is the fact that the police department acknowledge their people.
yes,
Wow.
That's a good point, Isani.
The police, look, watch out. We are in a WhatsApp group, right? And I was in the group from its onset. So we all know who the real players are in the media, right? I mean, know who that Aaron Humes, if he made it right for BBN. I know who that this one, fan reporter. We all are familiar with each other. It's a very small circle of us operating in the journalism space. Then one morning, maybe I exaggerate to the one morning part. It's a gradual thing, actually. But you find that this one come in, that one come in. And it's also politics, if you ask me, right? It's also politics. But the police department acknowledges them as part of our established group. And I always ponder that thing.
I want to ask though, could what we are describing with these other players being included be considered freelance journalism?
Well, you would still have to operate under the same ethics and the same professional codes that we operate under.
And I ask that because we know that Aaron Humes, for example, was a professional journalist working with a professional and several reputable media houses, but he also transitioned to that online space as well. And I believe there are probably a couple other journalists who made that similar transition, and that's why I'm asking that in particular. So,
but those couple other journalists that you're alluding to are people who established themselves in our space.
Yeah,
right?
in formal
people
institutions.
Who at some point were working in radio, television, or print. Not just these ones that appear out of nowhere.
Yeah.
If something happens right now in Cayo.
But that's
right?
why I say that, because after they made that transition, I think that's where the confusion could potentially have taken place, where now the Belize Police Department acknowledged them the same way that they would acknowledge the Channel 5 and the Love FM and the Channel 7. And it's the large following that these pages also have and the level of influence that following brings about that I think makes them feel that it's legitimate.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I can't go that far without naming them, so I left it that way.
No, I hear you, and we don't have to
All
do
I'm
that.
saying is to reiterate, these are not people who were established in the first instance. These are things that just popped up.
Yeah.
So maybe I could give you an excellent example, right? Because I know that I could get sued for this one, right? When Joseph Budna popped up with a Facebook presence and presented himself as a journalist.
A freelance journalist, you could say again too.
Good.
Yeah.
So he could have published anything where he want, say anything about anybody, and people, Belizeans, flock to it. hook, line, and sinker, as we'd say, right? Everybody look upon that and say, well, I would not say it, so it must be credible. Not at all. Would not generate revenue off of what he do on Facebook, right? At the expense of people who are either injured or harmed by the information that he's putting out there, or other reputable people who said, look, but the man never fact-checked the information before he gone said this out there. Right?
Yeah.
So that's one example I could use.
You know,
there are so many others.
There are so many other areas that we could look at this topic too, because I think in the line of work that we are in, it's important for us to ensure that there's a level of credibility in our professional role as well. And I think with these online spaces, oftentimes you don't see the author writing whatever that's being written, so you don't know that this came from Paul Lopez's investigation or backed by Isani as news director. It's just a post that came from this particular page. So they don't necessarily have to worry about a person being credible or potentially being looked as someone that's not credible. But also there is another topic that I think came out of the discussion, and I believe there will also, or there were discussions of fines being tied to profanity as well, in some cases from these broadcasting companies too.
All right, so before we get to that part of it, just to mention that, so the BBA held a consultation last week, I believe it was, right? And so it was attended by CEO Marlene Cuellar and digital editor Hipólito Novello.
Yeah.
For the same reason, right? We're trying to understand what these new changes or what these proposed changes will look like for those of us who are in the professional media, right? And just, if you were to have that conversation with Hipólito in terms of what all he needs to do before his team puts a story out there. Whereas, by contrast, most other online ones, if somebody just gets shot, shooting on Crawley Road, right? Maybe nobody never gets shot. Well, look, I got a step further. Shooting on Crawley Road, 1 man dead, 2 people injured or whatever, right? Then just somebody just give them a tip. They never verify, they never do nothing, they just post that up there. Now we, as in Hipólito and his digital department, they have to go through every single thing to ensure that, okay, it happened at 8:05. Oh, by the way, nobody never get injured. So let alone dead. All of the things there before he actually posts the information up. That's just a small snapshot of it, right? Now, to the point that you were making with the fines and what have you, I don't know, I'll be honest in saying this, right? I don't know how that part will work. Because when you look at the broadcast space everywhere else in the world right now, man, the cost hook, line, and sinker, wholesale. There's not necessarily a penalty for it, right? If you look at, let's say for instance, the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
All right, that's a broadcast platform that started off on radio. They're still in that particular. And Charlemagne and Envy and Jess Hilarious cost liberally. Yeah. Right? But they're also in the social media space with that. So it transitions from radio to that. And maybe their rules are different.
Yeah,
maybe ours are a bit archaic. I don't know. But profanity, to me at this point, and maybe I'll get raked over the cold street, everybody calls. And it's accepted as part of our everyday communication.
Well, not everybody curses, but...
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. And I think I kind of associate it with, they would have prohibited curse words in daytime TV, for example. And then you have like nighttime TV where you have the late night shows, and then you put cussing there and whatnot.
Perhaps it's archaic. That old school thing.
Yeah, you think?
Of course it is.
I don't know. I think I think that I might be leaning more on having the penalties and whatnot. I personally think that I like the style of having kind of clean family TV. And then you have that space where you can express yourself and people will know when they click that this is what you're getting as well.
So when President DJT cursed the other day and the media was kind of figuring, how do we cover this thing? Were they considering, okay, man, we're CBS, will we get fined if we rebroadcast what was said? Or if we were carrying this thing live, we never know or prepare that the man may cost And he did. So
Yeah,
what
in
do we
that case,
do
it's
next?
tricky because then you can't like
It's-
beep it out if you don't know that it's coming.
There's no
for live
delay. Well,
TV.
in some cases, there's no 2-second, 3-second
Yeah.
delay or whatever to be able to edit that quickly.
Yeah.
So do we? All I'm saying is, from my opinion, and I guess it's just an opinion. I'm not the one that's doing the consultation or putting together the regulations or whatever. But I think you have to be a bit, flexible when it comes to certain things. I tell you, you're going to cost all day, every day, all over the platforms, but certain things you have to be reasonable with, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, well, let's leave it there then. We just because of we're quickly running out of time, I just want to comment on last night's show of KTV The Remix. It was disco night, and it looks like it was really fun at the Bliss, Isani. I was so jealous I was not there.
This
I
gonna
was
give you the
locked in.
70s vibe, late 70s.
I think, well, I can't quite tell you. I know that people came trying to dress up in their like costumes that would fit the song that they were in. So I like that. So maybe yes. William, of course, came out with his Afro wig. And there was a lot of really fun banter in between. For us here, I think I find KTV so entertaining on Tuesday nights because like we get to have our own side discussions with coworkers. Like, okay, this is what we think about the performances and whatnot. So that was really fun. I saw Paul was in the audience as well. So he was locked in.
Yeah.
And there are a couple standout performances. I have to say congratulations to Tamika Gordon. She, for the second week consecutively, she got a perfect score. And so she right now is the one I think to beat. But of course, it boils down to votes.
Yes.
And so in terms of performances, she's definitely, I think, the star of the competition right now. But there were other notable mentions. This was Tiana singing a Michael Jackson song, which is really, I think, daring to do, especially in the early parts
the
of the
Michael
week.
Jackson resurgence right now rough.
I know, right? I know. And of course, we have, all I know is William said buraka, buraka, buraka. So I'm going to say she's one of my favorite performers. She did her thing as well. But for me, Isani, the standout performance was this guy, Judson. He performed, play that funky music, white boy. And I died. Oh my God.
And someone right here on staff is rude and smitten.
So amazed backstage, Isani. You not understand. They come in so we may say on like live people, and I think what made it even funnier is because we know that Judson, he is a missionary working in the church here, and people were so amazed by his performance. Somebody said, "Oh my gosh, I'm pregnant," after his performance. Dead. Oh my God, I loved it though. It was good TV. We had such a good time watching the show, but I'm looking forward to next week. Next week is R&B night. And you would know there are a lot of people who love R&B music, and I'm hoping maybe I steal a chance and go and watch it myself.
Sing a Keisha Cole for me, man.
You want Keisha Cole?
Yeah. Let's put that out there.
All right, so let's quickly say what songs you feel should make the list next week.
Love for Keisha Cole. Or I
That's
remember.
not a hard song to sing, though. the
Would I
chorus.
make it easy for anyone?
I mean,
Love for Keisha Cole, or I remember. All right.
okay, I remember. All right, got it. Well, I want to hear. I want to hear all the like deep yearning. Please come back to me.
Well, there, I just
love songs. You know.
Yeah, right. I just gave you
I
two.
want you to pay your knees. They beg for me.
I
Come
just
back
gave
to
you
you.
two from one artist.
Yes, all right. Well, just a reminder to you guys, you got to vote to keep your favorites in. I know there's been conversations about, a lot of people feeling as the stakes get higher and we wind down and the weeks progress, people, they get frustrated when they see their favorites leave. But at the end of the day, Isani, this is a competition. It's a voting competition. We have continued to remind you guys that it's not solely based on scores that these contestants receive each week. You have to vote for your favorites. And you can do so on your own, or you can send credits to your favorite contestant. You can check out their social media pages, or you can check out our KTV page, which can direct you to the contestants and their ways that they're encouraging you guys to vote for them. So please do so, and hopefully see your favorites return on Tuesday for R&B night.
All right.
But we got to close things off at this time. It's been a fun discussion, and thank you to everyone who has been engaging with us in the comments section. We're going to take a quick break now, and when we come back, our first topic of discussion: animal welfare groups call for stronger enforcement of cruelty laws.
Connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Need a fresh new kitchen, flip that switch ignition. GE appliances shine. Every knob, every line, all align and turn the shower on. Feel gold, colder in the chrome. So bold from the ties to the tiny screws. We've got the wow you'll choose. All in one place, Design Depot. Everything you need for the life you want. Let's go! From the floor to the paint to the patio glow. Build it up, light it up. Watch your dream home grow. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place.
Design Depot, all in one place. Introducing BB Insurance. Built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. This is our first conversation, and we are jumping into a topic that I think is important for us to have all year round. We'll be discussing animal welfare groups and a call for stronger enforcement. We're joined virtually this morning by Dr. Heather McGowan. She's a vet and the president of the Saga Humane Society in San Pedro. Good morning, Doc. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Good morning.
Alrighty, well, I first off want to acknowledge the work that is being done in the Saga Humane Society. I saw the name of the society and I quickly had to try to recollect and wonder. I was wondering if I recognized this actual work or the organization, and I remembered that I did a story a few years ago on the work that is being done in San Pedro. And the fact that it started from a concern of several abandoned dogs in the community in San Pedro. Now, that has been a concern that I think several animal lovers or just people who have a sense of humanity, they've spoken about, not only in San Pedro, but across the country. And the way that that has also seemingly trickled into the way that people treat animals in general. What are your thoughts on that sense of, for the lack of a better word, culture here in Belize and the way that animals are treated at times?
Yeah, I think obviously in Belize and probably lots of other countries, animal welfare is largely driven by volunteers, locals, tourists, and also nonprofit organizations such as the Saga Humane Society. And it's really been an ongoing battle to try to strengthen the animal cruelty laws. And I definitely, you know, I've been coming down to San Pedro for the past almost 10 years, and I've definitely seen improvement over the last 10 years, but I definitely think that there is a long way to go.
Yeah. I don't know that the laws that we have that speak to animal cruelty and the protection of animals are enforced in the manner in which they should, because every so often we look at cases or we report on cases where, you know, pet owners leave horses out there to the mercy of the world, leave dogs, whatever animals they have, and we report on some very, very strange cases of animal abuse, and we don't know that there's anything that has happened in terms of, you know, those who are responsible coming in to take charge of that particular situation. How do you look at what's taking place in Belize where that is concerned, Doc?
I think, and you know, like I said, I've been coming down there for about 10 years now, and I have been involved in some animal cruelty cases, but for the most part, and in my experience, it's mostly been left up to our organization or volunteers that are willing to get themselves involved. And, you know, some of the situations of animal cruelty that we see, you know, people are scared to get involved. You know, they don't want to be recognized by the person committing the cruelty. And so, I feel like it's been a battle trying to get the support from the local authorities and the government to help us enforce these things. We're only a small group of people, and the laws say that we do have authority, but at the end of the day, we're just a small group of people, and I'm not sure we have the respect to be able to uphold these laws with local people, unfortunately.
One of the issues that we have continued to advocate for is perhaps stronger or stricter penalties. When we think of some of the heinous situations that we've observed, as Isani mentioned, and the fines that are attached to it, it makes the conversation all the more frustrating. And so perhaps we can get into that topic in just a moment. But really quickly, for people tuning in right now, I want us to set out what are examples of animal cruelty that people might not consider as, but are actually. Perhaps people might think of more extreme cases like torturing an animal, beating an animal. We've seen a video most recently of a dog being tied and a person beating that tied animal that's not able to run away or, defend itself in any way. But what are other examples of animal cruelty that people might not even consider as, but actually is?
Right. So, the video that has been most recently circulating is obviously a very obvious example of animal cruelty. But other examples would include tying a dog up in the yard and ignoring them, not providing them with basic needs like water and food, or even shelter from the sun. Spaying and neutering animals and just allowing them to roam, become pregnant, and then not caring for them when they are. Those sorts of things may not be as obvious, but are also examples of cruelty. Not properly caring for your pet when you do have one, in terms of vaccinations, protecting them from getting sick. Those are all good examples that people may not necessarily associate with cruelty.
We have I describe it as a phenomenon in Belize where, horses are subjected to the same kind of animal cruelty. At least here in Belize City, we've been covering numerous stories where, teenagers, young men have horses all over the place, and in some cases, they physically attack the horses. They leave them out in the open, and if the horse perhaps doesn't do what they say or whatever the case is, they physically attack these horses. In your line of work as a vet, have you encountered scenarios such as this with livestock?
Unfortunately, I don't do a lot of work with farm animals or livestock. But at the beginning of my career, I actually did do some equine medicine, and we did have cases where, people would leave their horses out in the field and think, oh, well, they can just eat the grass. But that, in July and August here in Canada anyways, it gets really hot, things dry up, there's no water source, or, especially in a rainy season as well, like you guys have in Belize, the ground gets really soft and muddy. And then you have to think about caring for their feet because they're standing on their feet all day, and they can get really sick if their limbs and their hooves aren't taken care of properly. So those are also things people probably don't think of when you're looking at a horse standing in a field. You're not looking close enough to see all of the things that could be hurting them.
Yeah.
When you compare the level of penalties and regulations that are in place in other countries, Doc, what are your thoughts on the way that Belize as a country and even as a government cares for its animals that are domesticated or even wild here?
The Belize Animal Cruelty Act is, at least there is one, but the maximum penalty for something like the video we were seeing circulating the last couple of days, the maximum penalty is $100.
Wow.
That is not going to deter people from doing these things. We need to increase these amounts, and there needs to be some type of not just monetary punishment, but whether it's prison time or giving back in the community, just to also teach these people that this is not how it should be. Like, we've come a long way the past several years, but really I think what needs to change is education in the community, because we're not going to get anywhere when the laws are $100 fine.
What are some
we need to educate.
What are some of the cases that you currently see in San Pedro coming out of the Saga Humane Society?
Different cases of animal cruelty, or just what are you?
Yes, animal cases, animal cruelty cases.
Oh boy, the list is endless. When I'm down there volunteering, I mean, we're often called to places where locals or neighbors have noticed that a dog's just been left chained in a yard for days without water or food, or they've been chained in a yard that's flooded, and they're not able to get out because they're chained up. We've had cases of dogs with multiple puppies, but no owner or anybody in sight to help them. I've had to remove pellets from a dog's shoulder.
Oh, wow.
Because they were in the wrong place, roaming on a property that wasn't theirs, and the landowner got angry. I myself adopted a dog the first year that I actually went down to San Pedro in 2017, and she had been thrown over the fence at Saga with her back left, the bottom part of her back left leg chopped off and just thrown over the fence.
Wow.
So it's just, there's constantly issues like this, and like I said, I have started to see less, but they're still there, and there really shouldn't be any.
Yeah.
So there's veterinary work, and then there's animal rescue, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you know, or do you believe that perhaps we have enough animal rescue facilities or centers here in the country? Because we only hear about a few, but we have stray dogs and other pets roaming around the country. Are we not hearing about certain places that do take in abused animals and rehabilitate them and find forever homes for them?
So there are quite a few animal welfare organizations and humane societies that have the ability to take in animals. I mean, I know right now Saga Humane Society, we're pretty much at capacity. But I do think it comes down to education. If the public was more educated with respect to spaying and neutering your dogs, making sure they're properly vaccinated, I think that we would see a decrease in the number of stray and roaming dogs, and we wouldn't have the issues that we have with trying to find them all homes. We try to do a lot of large spay and neuter campaigns at the Saga Humane Society throughout the year. There was actually one this week, and they're trying to do as many as possible to help decrease the stray population. And again, I keep saying the same thing. I mean, I definitely have seen improvement over the past 10 years, but I think it all comes down to educating the public and not seeing dogs as a way to make money, but more as a family member and a friend.
I know you said that the Saga Humane Society is currently filled to capacity, but if there are any cases that people are observing, or a case that people have observed as animal cruelty, what do you recommend they do to report it, or steps that they should take?
So right now, we do welcome people to contact us to report cases of animal cruelty, and then we can work with the local police and government to help the situation. So I would say reaching out to us is definitely the way to go, and then we can coordinate an effort to help that animal.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Heather. We appreciate the time that you've taken to speak about the work that you guys are doing there in San Pedro, and also share some concerns and perhaps prompt some discussions on how regulations should be made to the Animal and Cruelty Act. We appreciate the time.
No problem. Thanks very much for having me.
All right, we're going to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is a new school year and new opportunities. Digi will be in the house talking about upcoming back-to-school promotions.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not." I heard the story of a man in Topeka, Kansas, who decided to write a book about churches around the country. As he entered his first large church in San Francisco, he spotted a golden telephone on the vestibule wall and a sign which read $10,000 a minute. He asked the pastor about the phone and the sign. The pastor answered that the golden phone was a direct line to heaven, and if he could pay the price, he could talk directly to God. The man thanked the pastor and continued on his way. As he continued, he found this same golden telephone and sign in churches in Seattle and Boston and Chicago, and every church he went into. Finally, he wound up in Belize, Central America. And would you believe it? He found the same golden telephone, except with a sign that read, "Calls 35 cents. Fascinated, he said to the Belizean pastor, "Reverend, I have been through the United States and found this golden phone with a direct line to heaven that costs $10,000 a minute. But here in Belize, your sign reads 35 cents a call." Why, the smiling Belizean pastor said, "Son, you're in Belize now, and heaven is a local call down here." Obviously, I have adapted my story, but the message is the same. God's throne is available to all, free of charge, who will seek him. This is why the Bible says, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee." Have you called home lately? Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Every business starts with a vision. And everyday Belizean entrepreneurs are turning that vision into reality.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, General Manager of Cards and Merchant Services at the Belize Bank. Today, I am proud to introduce our new solution designed specifically for Belize's small and medium-sized businesses.
Introducing the Belize Bank Advantage MasterCard SME Business Credit Card. Whether you're managing everyday expenses, purchasing inventory, or investing in growth, this card gives your business the flexibility to move forward with confidence. Applying is easy. Visit any Belize Bank branch and speak with one of our SME officers. We'll help you find a solution that best fits your business. Your business is building Belize's future. Let Belize Bank help power what's next.
Open your eyes, family. We the head west. Yes, San Ignacio, we the come. The Open Your Eyes Country Tour is rolling into the San Ignacio Welcome Center. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. From the rich culture and delicious food to the incredible people and lively vibes, we bring the best of the West straight to your screen. Monday, July 27th, starting at 6:30 a.m. live on Greater Belize Media. Open your eyes to beautiful San Ignacio.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
And welcome back. Joining us for our next conversation, our friends from Digi. We're talking about back to school and new opportunities for students returning to school. In studio with us this morning is Device Solutions Officer Tracy Vaccaro, and she is joined by Naya Bowden, who's a Senior Solutions Representative, both from Digi. Ladies, good morning.
Ladies, welcome back. It's good to have you guys here as always.
When we think back to school,
Yes.
we think about stacking up on stationaries, but in today's days we have to also talk about devices, right?
Devices.
Because students are going back to school with laptops and tablets and all of these.
And
other
that depends on book list too,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So the evolution of education has shifted.
Yes.
So it's no longer big heavy textbooks. Students now require digital devices, whether mobile phone, tablets, laptop. And of course, Digi has that for our customers.
Yeah.
We're kicking off back to school promotion on Monday the 27th. So we're doing our first rounds of media just to get the public aware of what we have coming. You know, you have to separate funds for uniform, books and everything.
Tuition, you name it.
Yeah, so
that's a whole headache by itself.
we do need our customers to know that they can count on Digi for their back to school needs. Starting with devices, we have two models that we will have on promotions next week. ZTE A56 Pro and a Samsung A07. So both devices retail in store for $299, but on the promotion you can get the ZTE for as low as $199 on Marketplace or $229 in store, and the Samsung you can get it for $179 on Marketplace or $209 in store.
Before we get into the details of some of the other promotions, I want to ask you ladies, because you actively work and you've been working at Digi for many years, what's the energy like around this time of the year when parents are, you know, they're putting their budgets aside for these kids? In some cases, kids are coming with their parents as well to select this new device, and that's exciting too. What's the energy like in the stores or wherever you guys are as you plan for this season of the year?
Well, in preparation for any promotion, it's a team effort. So we huddle, we get feedback from the moms that we work with, from other family members, and we try to tailor our promotions to kind of suit the public's need, our customers' need. That's the reason why we try to roll out these offers early enough, give people time to prepare if there's time for us to tweak the offers. So this back to school promotion will run for 3 weeks. So it gives our customers enough time to gather funds. We know it's tight for some families getting everything together. So we try to huddle and get those promotions.
It's tight, but it's exciting. I feel like it's a different energy when you go into the stores and you see the students along with their parents and they're there picking out the phone. You know, you just see the excitement because they're driven and they're ready to go back to school, and they're ready to go back to school with all these, you know, devices.
Yeah.
I remember last year a young lady bought a laptop and she just absolutely lit up, and when she found out she got a bag with it,
Oh, that's
even
nice.
brighter.
Yes, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned, there are promotions on cell phone devices, but there are other things that students and families might be looking for as well. Let's talk about those other areas.
Right.
That you guys are
So,
promoting.
you know, connectivity has been pivotal in the educational system right now. And so what we're trying to do is ensure that our students and teachers are connected. So for DigiOne, for customers who are signing up for a DigiOne plan or a mobile standalone plan, teachers and students exclusively get a 50% discount on those plans for
How
2
does
months.
this benefit like a teacher or a student having a Digi1 plan?
Well, it's already important, for you to be connected via internet, whether it's mobile or if it's a broadband service, right? But having that connectivity in a Digi1 plan where you could have it at home and on the go, right? It's important that you're always connected, especially maybe for students or teachers who are traveling, those who are doing both school, maybe teaching at the morning or going to school in the evening. Maybe you're traveling, you're commuting, you're always on the go, yes, but you're always connected so that you can stay up to date with your classes.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that there was a third thing that you guys were also promoting as well?
Yeah, so there's a laptop bundle that also ties with our Digi1. So the Digi1 plan is our home internet. So for those customers that have Digi1, there's a discount that you can get. If you're a new customer, you're able to sign up for one of these Digi1 bundle, enjoy the discounts that Naya mentioned, and you also save on your laptop. So you get the laptop for $649 and you get the HP printer for free. So that's an HP bundle. The laptop retails for $799. You would get it for $649, and you would get the laptop, which is $199 value, for free. And all that requires is signing up for a Digi1 plan. And for existing customers, because each promotion we launch, we have our loyal customers that tend to feel forgotten. You can also take advantage of this. You just need to visit the store. There are some conditions to commitment to service for 6 months if you're existing, but you can still get the laptop for $649 and enjoy the free HP printer.
The laptops are entry level for like high school students, or
it is. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's a 14-inch HP laptop. It comes in a very unique sky blue color, so it's very attractive in that aspect. And if you just want a laptop bundle, you can get the same laptop and printer bundle for $799, and you can also get that from our marketplace. So the marketplace, the DigiWallet marketplace, is very trending for our customers. We've seen the traction where more and more persons are signing up and subscribing to that platform. So we've added the devices there, and we also have the laptop bundle, and you get the option to select your preferred location for pickup. So it helps if you're a busy mom or a busy parent and you want to secure your devices, because these promotion is while supplies last.
You know, this might be a silly observation, but I don't remember the last time I saw a flash drive.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like everything we do exists, in the web.
Digitally,
it's digital.
But not every not every student goes to the cloud with saving documents and stuff. They still need physical media, right?
And that's a part of the laptop bundle as well.
That's why I made that comment.
So if you're buying any of the bundle, whether you're getting it with a Digi1 or standalone, you're able to get a free 64 gig flash drive if you're a teacher or a student.
Yes.
And we do have persons that still want to transport information that way. So it's useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know that a lot of people will be taking advantage of these promotions. I believe there's also a Digi SIM that's included in that as well.
Yes, so for this promotion, this is exclusive to our students. So students could come in with their student ID, with a report card, or maybe their enrollment letter if they're in between schools, and they could get a free prepaid SIM. And then similarly for our Digi1 and postpaid plan promotion, for teachers, you would have to provide us either with your teacher's license, or if you don't have that, you have your employment letter. You could bring that in, and then you get the discount on any of our Digi1 bundles or our postpaid standalone plans. And then if maybe you're a student under the age of 18, you could come along with your parent or guardian. Of course, they will be the one signing up for the service, but as long as you're the student and you provide your student ID, your report card, or an enrollment letter, then you automatically qualify for these savings.
Maybe the student ID, then all of you want to show your report card, right?
That's true. So hopefully you'll get a student ID. We could understand if you're in between classes.
Yeah, for sure. Is there a time frame for the promotions? When will it expire?
It kicks off on Monday, July 27, and it runs to the 15th. So August 15th.
Okay.
Do you find that there are a lot more people who come like towards the end, like the last minute rush?
Right. And that's the change. We typically had maybe 1 month or 1 week promotions, and we've seen that it has to align with people's pay period as well.
Yeah.
So rolling out a promotion like this gives those persons collecting ending of the month, those teachers, it gives those persons that will be doing a mid-month pay. So I think the balance is there for our customers.
You know what many people, well, who are not parents, those who are not parents, don't realize is that the summer months are the most expensive time of year for us to be able to prepare our kids for back to school. As you mentioned earlier, you talk about uniform, you talk about school bag and stationaries, you talk about, you know, in this case, laptop and tablets and stuff like that. And that's not even tuition.
Yeah. I feel for you guys. You
well,
know?
we plan and we budget.
and the thing is, especially with the digital devices, they're no longer an option. So Booklist
it's a
now
requirement.
has it as a mandatory requirement. So if you plan early enough, you're able to either get a device, because some phones function very well for depending on the needs. If you're looking at maybe a standard 4 to 6 or a high school student, then you can get them a laptop bundle. We do have tablets that you can use as well if you're not able to go up to the cost of a laptop.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had this discussion a couple times with my brother when he talks about the summertime budget, and I'm just like, sorrows, prayers. But, you know, it must happen, and at least we have companies like Digi that are making, that are creating opportunities for you to save as well. We know that this time will come around, it's inevitable, and so we hope that you've been preparing yourselves for the additional spending that you might have to do as you prepare your kids for back to school, and you have options where you can save as well. You can get yourself those laptops, those cell phone devices. I know that's a conversation where a lot of families, they don't necessarily want to give the kids the cell phones too early, but this is a way to also stay in touch. I was going to ask really quickly if that was an iPhone for $199.
So that's a ZTE Blade A56 Pro. I think that their intention is to kind of
look like the latest iPhone.
But it is a very catchy device. It's a very fast device.
Really?
That device also comes with a screen protector and a case for that price. And it's on a discount for the 3 weeks promotion.
Oh, that's nice. That's wonderful.
Good.
Well, ladies, it's always a pleasure having you guys here. I'm hoping that people will take advantage of these deals and promotions and shop at the Digi outlets across the country. I believe all of them will be having these promotions.
Right,
yes?
that's right.
Okay, well, we wish you guys all the best.
Thanks for having us.
Alrighty, we got to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is Belize to the Stage, Ras Indio's 2026 World Tour.
Card declined? Now it doesn't have to be. Introducing partial authorization. If the card doesn't cover the full amount, it notifies you what's available. You can accept the partial payment and pay the missing balance with a credit card or cash. No decline. Get what you came for. Partial authorization now available. Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with many major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
He skipped nights out. Said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
When your baby feels comfortable, you feel confident. Because every little moment deserves protection you can trust. Kushkin's diapers are designed with ultra-absorbent layers that lock in leaks while staying soft, dry, and gentle on delicate skin. So your baby can play freely and you can enjoy every smile without worry. Kushkin's diapers, comfort they feel, protection you trust. Kushkin's diapers and wipes are available countrywide at a supermarket near you.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
With everything going on in a day, it's easy to overlook a renewal date. That's why Home Protector Insurance sends a simple reminder to help keep you on track. Home Protector Insurance, if it's worth something, insure it.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Welcome back. We are switching things up a little bit and jumping into our next conversation. This one's about the Salvation Army's 110th anniversary, Isani. It's a celebration. It's a conversation about legacy and the work that they've been doing here in Belize for over a century and a decade. And of course, we have representatives here to talk about this contribution. We are joined by Mark Eddie Montplaisir. He's the district officer representing the Salvation Army. We also have here with us Julianne Ellis Bradley in the middle. She's the chair of the Salvation Army Advisory Board. And on the far end, Anthony Sanchez, co-officer from the Salvation Army, all representing. Guys, thank you so much for joining us and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
This is huge. Over a century. I only hope, I don't even hope to live that long, but I hope to have a legacy that will be talked about for that long, for certain. And, I have to say, you cannot be placed in doing work for such a long time and not have acknowledgement, And so I want to begin with perhaps just a reflection of this celebration. Mr. Mark, you mentioned moments ago that really it's 111, but we did not celebrate last year, I understand. So let us reflect on what this century plus contribution and legacy has looked like in Belize.
Great. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And thank you for giving us this opportunity to share this exciting milestone in Belize. Indeed, Salvation Army is about to celebrating 110 years in Belize. And it is a great moment because look at, in the past, Salvation Army have been doing a lot of things here in Belize. Because I remember when I just arrived here, somebody told me, where there is a problem, here is the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
That means a lot. So celebrating 110 years, for me, it's a must.
Yeah.
Because we have not only preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, but we meet human needs without discrimination.
Yeah. When I think of the Salvation Army, I was telling Isani earlier, and of course you guys, that for me, the Salvation Army is synonymous with ushering in Christmas in Belize. You hear it with the bells, the kettlebells.
Yes.
I also think of the Salvation Army, as Mr. Montplaisir mentioned, with giving back to people in need. We know that in times of disaster, the Salvation Army is also present and ready to support people. We also know of the religious side of the Salvation Army as well, with churches and the way that it has provided a sense of community for people even.
Yes.
So there are several ways and angles that we can look at this organization and how it has impacted people. Perhaps too much to mention, and the many people that have passed through the organization. We know, Mr. Montplaisir, you are the the latest district officer, but
Exactly.
we've had several other persons that we've spoken to before. I want to speak on that as well, the legacy and what it means to be a part of this organization. Ms. Julianne, you are the chair of the advisory board.
Yes.
What does that involve from your sense of work?
So the advisory board is a board that is made up of people from various sectors, I would say. The business community, any legal, anyone who is willing and able to give of their time, not necessarily a part of the structure of the Salvation Army in terms of the running of the army, but to advise the district officer in things that they may need to do in terms of their presence in the community, in terms of projects, just to be there as a guide, listening. Sometimes, as the Salvation Army is very involved in ministry and giving back and charitable efforts, but it has so many other ways in which it interacts with the community. And so it really is, as it says, just a board of advisors that the district officer and other Salvation Army officers are able to lean on in times for guidance for. And one of the things we do as well is to try to work together with the Salvation Army in trying to realize some of its goals and initiatives. So that is essentially the responsibility of the board. And one of the things that I think is so fascinating is that when you look at the board of the Salvation Army, it doesn't matter whether or not you're a part of the Salvation Army. It's not, there's no discrimination in terms of what it is that you bring to the table. We have bankers, we have so many people with all the information and experience and knowledge that can enrich what the work of the Salvation Army is.
How is this important in terms of the work that you guys do collectively to help the development of the country? It's over 110 years. That means you have staying power. If nothing else, from 1915 to now, you must be doing something good.
Yes.
But notwithstanding what Sabrina mentioned, that are some of the activities that we know the Salvation Army for, how important is this?
It's very important because you have, for example, the projects, the Gans Rest Home, there are other projects of the Salvation Army, but from time to time, for example, every year the Salvation Army has a disaster relief plan. Most people would know Salvation Army for its ministry in terms of music, in terms of giving back to children, to people in need, and it's very important to be able to have some sort of ongoing, and I think the Salvation Army Board provides, as officers change from time to time, the advisory board, and most people who serve on the advisory board tend to serve for years and years and years.
Wow.
And so it helps to bring continuity and ensure that the projects are able to get the benefit in terms of any local guidance, any guidance in terms of expertise to ensure they're going well.
Mr. Sanchez, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And additionally, I can say as well, you know, as Madam Chair said, you know, whenever we bring people together, either young or seniors, we unite communities, because there are so many communities. Maybe some people don't know this one, or they don't know this one, but when we bring everybody together, it's like you unite people together. We bring love together, and we bring hope together. It means a lot.
Mr. Sanchez, let's get you in the conversation.
Yeah, well, the work that we are doing is very interesting. You know, because apart from the spiritual part, as what we mentioned earlier, we got a physical part as well. You know, we're like hands to men and heart to God. And as I start here, one of the things I can recall about one of our founder, Mr. William Booth, his legacy is 3 S's, right? It is soup, soap, and salvation.
Soup, soap, salvation.
Yes, and I can break that down for you.
Yes.
Now, the first S stands for soup, right? And we believe that you cannot preach to somebody if they are hungry. Because regardless of what you have been saying to them, they won't pay you much mind because they are hungry, right? So then we give them soup, right? And the next thing, the next S is for soap. Again, you know, you won't like to be around somebody talking to them and then you have that high hygiene, you know. So then our policy is that we give them soap. And then now we put in the salvation where the spiritual part comes in. You know, that is part of our legacy, I would say.
You find that works in terms of being able to, one, draw people in and then deliver a powerful message?
Yes. That's what I was saying. You know, we try to do the physical part to help them out, then after we put in the spiritual part, you know. Which all of them are very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
If you were able, you can continue.
I was going to say that essentially the message in terms of, it's very interesting because one of the things with the Salvation Army in terms of the representation of what those are, the feeding of the feeding programs and also meeting needs. So when we think of soap as much as the literal, but also meeting needs, meeting people's needs, being able to help them in a way that is really meaningful. And I think that Major could speak some more in terms of what are some of the things, for example, on a daily basis, people can actually go to the Salvation Army.
Indeed, it's true. Like Major Sanchez said, you know, Salvation Army in a whole is spiritual and social, okay? We are not only just see the soul, but we see the being, the person, okay? Even though we are a non-profit organization in that sense, but because of the help people are given to the Salvation Army, we are able as well to provide for other people. It doesn't matter you are Christian, you are not Christian. All of you are valuable. However, in the Salvation Army, we as officers, we have so many mandates, meaning that people can come to our office for counseling, for mentorship, and people can come to us too for parcels, for food, because hungry people cannot stand. Empty bag cannot stand. So we try our best to see how we can provide. That's why we love to tell people, when you give to us, you support many. So the door is widely open. Support the Salvation Army and we support many.
What's the support like in terms of what is given to the Salvation Army to ensure that these projects and the resources that are being delivered to people in need continue?
Yes, exactly. Because, for instance, every day we give bread. And this possible because of some partnership that we have with bakery and the flour factory. And when they give us the flours, we bring it to bakery, they make bread for us, and we collect bread, and we give to people every day. And we have another program with corn milk, people to make porridge or make other pudding, whatever. So we get it from Mr. Coom. He's a great partner with us, even though actually he's blind. But he tell me, Major, I am willing to stand for that until I die.
He's blind?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's a long-serving member.
He's a long-serving member of our advisory
board. And he's making porridge.
He tell me, Major, I believe in the corn, and I will still invest and to support other people. And not only just people in the community, the school as well, because when you send it to me, I send to some other institution, and they are able to share to the students. So it's mean a lot. And we have the pantry as well, inspired, but we still try to provide for the seniors. So it's mean a lot.
And I mean, in addition as well, we do have the Raymond House Night Shelter, where we host like about 15 men in there as well. And we provide meals for them as well.
That's right, almost next to the Salvation Army on Cemetery Road.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, and we also have the school feeding program as well, whereby we feed the school children Monday to Friday. Give them a nice meal. Yeah, and we have, as what Major Mark said as well, but we do have sponsors as well, that assist us financially so that the program can run smoothly.
How fulfilling.
Right? And,
go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to big up Nabisco as well, because they help us throughout the month. Every month they give us a contribution. GA Row and Son, they give us a contribution. And also the Rotary, they give us like twice a year contribution to help us run the program, which is we are grateful for.
How fulfilling is the job that you guys do and the roles that you play on a personal level? So, Mr. Sanchez, when you go out there, you're representing Salvation Army, but perhaps for you, it's a calling, it's a vocation that you're here to serve. What's the sense of satisfaction that you get from the work that you do?
Well, I'm excited about doing what I'm doing, because as you mentioned earlier, I'm the pastor for the main church on Cemetery Road, and I interact with so many people, right? And just the conversation we had, as I said, it really let me feel achieved, like I'm achieving something. Try to do the human needs, as what already mentioned, and things I try to support the best way we can, in whatever area they are going through. Because people still have a lot of problems out there, and we always try to see how best we can fit in to help their situation.
As I sit here and I reflect with you guys, I also think about, as Isani mentioned, the staying power that you guys have, but the way that people already know the impact and the weight of Salvation Army without you guys even announcing it. In this era of having to have a strong social media presence, for example, the Salvation Army, even here in Belize, you guys don't even have to do that. And people still know what you represent. People still know that in times of disaster, you go to the Salvation Army. In times of wanting spiritual relief or wanting something to believe in, you go to the Salvation Army. If you're hungry, you go to the Salvation Army. And if you want to even give back, a reputable organization is the Salvation Army that you can trust. How do you guys feel to know that you represent an organization that has that level of representation and reputation?
Yes, look at Salvation Army. It's a global institution. It's across the world. Okay? Our integrity is mean a lot. It speaks volume. Knowing that Salvation Army as a moral person who have some norms, some principles that guide Salvation Army. So we as individuals, we just follow up with Salvation Army principle. So saying that to say that, yes, being here in Belize, you know, our uniform speak for us. Save to serve. You know, people know it well. And everyone you check, they say, yes, man, Salvation Army. And one of the expenses that I had one time is when we go to some communities. I went with some group of people, I don't want to call their name. However, by the time I go, even though the people have uniform, well known, but oh, Salvation Army. Everybody's Salvation Army. So meaning that Salvation Army speak for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really an honor, and I think about it as you asked that question, and I think about just Salvation Army being a generational thing, and this is why perhaps, because I'm thinking, for example, one of our advisory board or former advisory board members, Mr. Derek Courtney, his father was a part of the Salvation Army, and Mr. Vasquez, who is there, his father was a part of the Salvation Army advisory board, and it's just something that you want to do because it's something good to do. There's just nothing else, and the idea in terms of just being able to serve or to have an organization that you don't see it without discrimination at all. It is really about service. It is really about serving the people of the community. People would be familiar with the thrift stores. There are different ways in which the Salvation Army makes it possible to do what the Salvation Army is doing. And the integrity is beyond question, because anyone can say, we have something that we would like, a need to be met. Let us partner with the Salvation Army in getting to where it needs most, the needs are most going to be met. And that speaks volume, and it's something that you just want to do because it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, we're so excited of doing what we are doing.
Now, with 110 years now under your belt here in Belize, it's reason for celebration.
Yes.
How are you guys acknowledging this achievement?
Well, that's why we are planning, you know, not only to say thank God for his faithfulness to the Salvation Army, but we are trying to bring a banquet, you know, where whatever we will gather in terms of income, after covering the expenses for the banquet, whatever left behind, we will use it for giving back to school. And from other small community project, you know, we can use. That's why I will tell people, if you buy a ticket, you support many.
Yes.
You support many. So, and this will be the 25th of this month. That will be Saturday, and we'll start at 6 until 9. However, if somebody want to go until 11, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, so our banquet, you know, we chose to do it that way because look at it that way. You know, yes, I can go to the church, we sing, we give God the glory because God deserves everything. But we have so many other partners. We try to bring them in a neutral place where they can come, gather with us, and relax with us, eat with us, and we are one.
So where will that be?
That will be at the Biltmore Hotel.
Okay, Biltmore.
Yes.
And how can we get those tickets? What are the price of the tickets as well?
Well, the tickets are available. As a matter of fact, I think I carry two with me, sorry. So the tickets are available.
Nice. Let's highlight those.
Yes. So you can get the ticket at our head office, 41 Regent Street, and the Salvation Army head office. And I strongly believe the other officers as well, if you contact them, and you can give your number.
Yeah, my number is 611-8151. And you can also pass by my office, which is located upstairs the church on Cemetery Road. But one of the good things I want to say about this $110 that we are asking for, let's look at it this way. It's a 110-year celebration. And all what we're asking for is $1 per year.
Yeah.
So if we're asking for $1 per year, it will give you courage to buy a ticket for 110.
Absolutely. But I don't know if you can afford it at 500 years. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So I agree. So, you know, if you need some ticket, you can call 227-3365. This is our head office. And my number is 614-9737. And for Madam Chair as well, she can give her number. And
Yeah, any member of the advisory board will have tickets as well. So however it is most convenient, just reach out. With the Salvation Army also has a Facebook page. Just reach out. And there are some people who say, you know, we will not be able to make the banquet, but I want to contribute to the work of the Salvation Army. If you are so moved to do so, you can also give a sponsorship. You would reach out to the head office, and sponsorships are welcomed, because what we're trying our best to keep costs as low as possible, so that as much as possible can go to further in the work of the Salvation Army. I do want to just say thank you in terms of, you mentioned the kettle. It's continued work. We want this year to try to aim for 110,000 in terms of work towards the work of the Salvation Army throughout the year.
Yes.
And so this is one part of a fundraising effort. And so we encourage people, buy a ticket, even if you can't attend.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. 110 plus one, that was not celebrated last year, but over a century of contribution, over a century years of contribution here in Belize, I think is worthy of celebrating. And even if you cannot make it to the banquet, you can still support in any way as possible to continue this legacy here in Belize. We wish you guys all the best.
May I say something?
Yeah.
Well, let me say thanks to all Belizean, either Belizean, non-Belizean, for standing with the Salvation Army for the past of 110 years. It's been a lot. And we still rely on you to support the Salvation Army, because in the Salvation Army, we do believe together we can bring hope. We can bring hope.
Excellent.
Thank you
very much. All right. Well, we have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have some music talk, and we'll be joined by Ras Indio talking about his 2026 World Tour.
Connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected, to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA, so you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs. whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Need a fresh new kitchen, flip that switch ignition. G appliances shine. Every knob, every line, all align and turn the shower on. Feel gold, colder in the chrome. So bold from the tiles to the tiny screws. We've got the wow you choose. All in one place, Design Depot. Everything you need for the life you want. Let's go! From the floor to the paint to the patio glow. Build it up, light it up. Watch your dream home grow. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place.
Design Depot, all in one place.
And welcome back. For our final conversation this morning, we have with us in studio none other than Ras Indio. Man, Ras Indio, good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Big up, big up. I wonder if you have to read that paper for remember my name.
No, man.
I know this
You and I go way back to radio, bro.
That's why I had to joke on just now. Yeah, man, it's a blessing, you know. It's been long overdue, I feel, for me back in a Channel 5 studios. Open your eyes.
Yeah.
See where you know?
What have you been up to? It's been a while since you and I have sat down to chop it up about music and your work that you've been doing in that space.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
I've been musically affiliated, pushing the vibes worldwide. As we said, this is the Catch the Fire World Tour, all right? Yeah. As you know, just representing Belize to the fullest that I can, continue to put our face on the map. Anywhere I go. Like at one time I said it looked like my name have to have not only Ras Indio, but Ras Indio Outer Belize.
Yeah.
Because every time I go up on one stage I say, yo, this is Ras Indio Outer Belize, you know? And people react to that. A lot of people around the world know of Belize now, not like it used to be. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I used to shout Belize and people say, huh? You know?
Where is that located?
Like how the shirt used to say, you know?
Yeah.
Where the hell is Belize? But now Belize has become very popular. And it's something that makes people smile. When people think Belize, they always end up smiling like, oh yeah, I love Belize. Whatever they might say that's positive about Belize. I haven't gotten much negatives. You know?
So let's talk music, serious music,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You come from a heritage that, or a legacy that a lot of Belizeans know and endear.
Obi.
Brother David Obi.
Obi,
right?
yeah.
From Brother David, then to you, Ras Indio. And over the years, you've made a name for yourself.
Yes, sir.
Right? One that, as Belizeans, you could say you've stood apart from your dad's work. What has that journey been like for you in terms of carving out a name for yourself in the Rastafarian and, of course, the reggae music field?
Well, that is basically what allowed me to do, as you said. Because my father, Kungo Music.
Yes.
And he's the creator of that music, which embodies reggae, little rock, and the punta vibe. You know, they're not really the punta, but that drive of the tempo of the punta and the sambai and everything that he found when he came to Belize.
Yeah.
Putting it together makes Kungo music. And you know, I was a part of Tribal Vibes.
Yes, you were.
For a few years as the keyboard player. I used to jam up and mash up the keyboards, and it just kind of, it was a building, but they're not like I never made the whole mic as a youth.
Yeah.
When my auntie June used to, you know, June Hushna, big her up in Belmont Pan, used to say, come and sing that her pageant. She used to throw pageants at the convention hotel. Now, because I used to rap, they didn't say I used to serenade the ladies. I would rapinade them. You know?
Rapinade the ladies.
I tell her we come a long way, you know, from all of that. Even a group called the Wood Dwellers, which I know you remember.
I remember that, yes.
I have to big them up too, because it's my brother, Quinn, who's my blood cousin, and my other brother, Moses. We came together in Los Angeles and formed a group called the Wood Dwellers, but we represent Belize, you know? And we did come to Belize and perform at the Civic for a Miss Belize pageant once.
Yeah.
And that was the climax, I think, of our shows that we did in Belize. But we branched out, as we always say. The Wood Dwellers branched out, and here we are now. Helped create this new individual. Well, I'm in Indio a long time, you know, but when I put on the Ras, he became Ras Indio.
Yeah. But that brought you full circle, though, because the Ras is part of the movement and the culture that you represent.
Truly, right? Yeah. And why I grew up in that Abdamapan.
Yes, yes. You're on a world tour, right? Yeah. Outside of the United States, what are some of the countries that you've visited that you've spread not only the Belizean cultural identity to, but the entire vibe that you offer as an artist?
Well, my biggest trips, which, you know, I'm going to Ethiopia a long time ago, which was a very good rejuvenation for my soul and everything, because I sing about these places. So when you go there and see it for yourself, you say, okay, I'm right, or I'm wrong, I shouldn't be saying this, you know, whatever. So I gone to Senegal.
Yeah.
And I found amazing things over in Ivory Coast and Ghana.
Yeah.
And one more place, the Gambia.
So you've traveled the motherland.
Yes, and see, well, the reason why that area, West Africa, is a huge area for African and reggae music. It combines it together, and the vibes where I get out of there. You see this chain? I was given by a king, King Titi in Ghana. Blessed me with this chain. Yeah. So I don't wear it all the time because it's heavy, but I wear it as much as I could, especially on things like this, you know? Yeah. And it's just a feeling of home there, just like it is here. Because everywhere I went, anywhere in Africa, that's what they say. Welcome home. Where are you from? Where are you from? I'm from Belize. Oh, Jamaica? No. Belize. Well, welcome home.
It feels like the motherland. Right?
It is the motherland. You know, any one of us can go to Africa and feel like we belong there.
Yes.
I want to ask you about...
Even the cameraman them.
Well, we have one of our cameraman who actually is from Africa, but I want to ask you about the success of your musical journey so far and the way that you've been able to successfully tap into these other spaces and share your music with the world. Yeah. Oftentimes we have artists here locally who would only dream to be able to visit West Africa and share their music, share their art, or travel parts of the United States and have gigs there even.
Truly.
What were you able to do to break into this area and get this level of achievement so far that you're now able to sit on the couch and say, hey, I have an extension of this world tour. Come and these are the locations and dates.
You know, easy. I love how you put that out, because Isani knows it hasn't been just yesterday or last year.
And I'll admit, I come from a generation that's a little bit younger, and so I am observing, and I'm sitting here with a sense of awe, because it's amazing to say that you've been able to travel these locations, and you're a Belizean artist as well.
Yes,
so this gives other Belizean artists hope
that
of course. They can do this.
Because we are all musicians. Once we step out of the box, we international.
Yes.
When I go to Jamaica, which we gag about Jamaican artists, right? We are like, Jamaican artists. But when I go there, they're like, you're international here.
Yeah.
So Warrior King, who's one of my good brethren, is telling me, no, Rasindio, you need to go in these doors because you're international now when you are here. Not like them who are there scrambling locally like we are here. See, when you go to Jamaica, you realize a lot of the artists we see on TV and the videos we watch and a lot of the artists we look up to are not as big as they really seem to be in Jamaica.
Yeah. They're considered local artists there.
Rasindio, we were just talking earlier about Belize loving that foreigner type vibe,
it's
right?
A vibe.
So you could literally come from Mexico and it's, oh my God, you're not from here.
Yeah.
And there's seemingly that same experience in other
I don't know
areas
how to explain that, because, you know, I've performed at shows in Belize where I dip on the stage and the crowd, they're like this, right? And as soon as we come off the stage and the international artists from Jamaica come on, the crowd come like this to the stage. And I'm like, what was that? You understand? So those are the things I wish we would have get past, you know, because music is music. And again, we are all the same. I've met Luciano. I've met Cableton. I've met, the list goes on. And all of them treat me the same. When I went to these places I mentioned, it was with Turbulence and Black Hero. Those were the people who have to big up. Mama T, she is the original, she's the manager who made that whole show happen. And that tour, I would call it. It was the Reggae Life tour.
But I'll say this, right? So you mentioned Luciano, you mentioned Capleton and Turbulence, right? These are also artists who are spiritual first in terms of the Rastafarianism.
Amazing.
And so they'll accept you as that, arguably before they accept you as a musician, because the faith guide everything else, right?
You said a very powerful thing there. And that's how we collided and collaborated to make the great songs. Like the song with me and Luciano, it's called The Powers of the Most High, you know? And we, it's a vibe because we recorded that song in Seattle. And up to now, we haven't did a video. And up to now, we speak of it from time to time, but it's not seeming like it's something that will happen because of the time that that song, it was released in 2008, you know?
I tell you, I have to manifest the thing, right? To say that to the day with technology and everything, people still make music videos for songs that come out decades
I know,
back.
I hear you.
It's not lost.
No. That was his words. He reminded me of Richie Spice, who released his Eartha Run Red video 2 years later after the song and spoke of how it took off. So we spoke of it. His daughter actually does videos, and there's things where he's like, when you gonna come to Jamaica? He tell me, when you gonna come to Jamaica so we could shoot the video? But life hasn't taken me that route. I've been doing so many other things, you know? The last thing we did before coming was Germany, where the video I did in, the same video, the Gambia, Psalm 121. I shot that video in Gambia and found myself feeling like I was at home in Belize. You know, because then the people who came around, the youths, you know, they allowed me to use the house. They allowed me, people to hang out there and close on the line. And I said, man, this little setting field, see the river look like
it looks literally like
mangrove, you know? So it's a lot about those places that reminded me of home here in Belize. You know, it's amazing. And Psalm 121, to be able to sing such a song, you know, it's a psalm out of the Bible. And I was waiting, I was like, I couldn't have Belize and shoot that video. I definitely didn't want to do it in America where I was at the time. I said, maybe I go to Jamaica, I don't know. Look where I ended up to shoot the video.
That's amazing.
You know, in the Gambia. Look at the guy in the red, gold, and green with his motorcycle. I never believe I'm going to meet him, you know what I mean? And so, it's a serious vibe. Jah, you speak certain things in the atmosphere, and the Most High takes you there, is what I began to realize. It's like this book they call The Secret, you know? You put out the vibes. So
it's
for the
manifestation.
For the vibes, for the youths, them, and the upcoming artists, what I was going back to your question, non-stop computer, non-stop networking, non-stop sharing. This is before Facebook. This is before social media took over. I used to do blast on emails. And I used to make sure everybody I meet along my journey, they in my files when I left. You understand? So I used to have so much emails that I used to get blocked from Gmail from sending too much emails.
Crazy.
Okay? So, and I used to spend at least 6 hours a day on the computer. Now my life has changed a bit. I have children who have grown up.
Racinda, you spend 6 hours a day on computer.
Truly.
And the remainder of the hours on radio.
You know it? And I used to have to come from Belmont Pan to do that. And I used to walk around Belize with my knapsack. And I used to go chill at More FM. And I used to go chill at Positive Vibes. And I used to make sure. Right now, I used to come do this vibe show. But then I go down there and, where parley? I want to catch the news too. Serious, you know? Till I get on people's nerves sometimes, you know?
Well, you know, it seemed to have paid off because you are here now speaking about your continuation of your tour. And so give us the details, at least here in Belize. How can we catch a show and, of course, follow or continue to follow your music?
Well, we missed the first one already in San Pedro. A group from Florida came in. They wanted to do a show. They love San Pedro. They come and vacay there, as they say. But they wanted to do a show, so they planned it, and they invited me as a headliner along with Ernestine. And this band is called The Trees of Life. So I have to big up Shane Scott, who is Island Rhythm, who also assisted with the printing of these t-shirts.
Nice.
Okay, merch is very important. So that was our vibes, and he came in, and right now he did a surgery, so he's recovering from a kidney transplant, I believe. So let's wish him very well. But he is a part of what started the tour here in Belize.
Yeah.
All right, and I have to big up same time the Mayan, all right, at Lena Point. I'm sorry, the Mayan at Lena Point, and Rick Jennings, because he also has collaborated to make these shirts go even further than where they will go, and with some shows that will be coming up. One of them is the Crack Fest. I never know San Pedro have a Crack Fest till I went and did this show, and now I've been invited back for the Crack Fest, which will be October 17th and 18th in San Pedro. You know the crocodile joke?
I had a piece once.
You did?
Yeah, pretty good actually.
Crocodile tail, no.
Yes.
I don't know about that one there, why?
It tastes like fish.
In Miami, in Miami, I saw it on the street side. I saw the big teeth. And I'm like, no, I'm not trying this. Yeah, so they're having a Crack Fest, and I was invited to that. But that they're way at the end of the tour so far, because when we rewind and pull up, unfortunately, I have to mention that one of the shows I was really looking forward to has been postponed. That was going to be the tribute to Mr. Peters. I was going to be at the Bliss, including my father, Brother David.
Yeah.
But it's been postponed, and we'll get back to you all soon with further notice about that. And then from there, I'm going to go to Virginia, August 15th. I go to the Nubian Festival, which I only did a cameo alongside Turbulence last year. I was there. My son Zaire lives in Virginia. Remember, Zaire went through a lot of medical situations a few years ago. Well, he's now doing very well and doing strong. Work at the Volkswagen dealership. He's into auto mechanic. He's a big up my son Zaire, you know. And I'm happy to say that the same state that he lives in, the town, Norfolk, is where I'll be performing at the Nubian Festival. All right, courtesy of Emmanuel Asu. And that is it's a free concert, and people bring out their boots and just vibes and family. From there, I'm going to go over to New York for the Belize Park Fest.
Nice.
August 22nd. I'm sorry.
We're still in August. You have a busy schedule.
Yes. So then from there, I go to New York, and I want to enjoy, because a long time I've gone to Belize Park Fest since Buddy Brown took me.
Wow.
So imagine how long ago that was. There's a new committee now to big up Dwayne and Darren Casanova. You remember that artist there?
Yes.
Yeah, they're all involved with this happening there in New York. So I'm happy to say I'll be seeing New York this year. From there, then I swing back over to Oregon, where I've been based. All right, I'll share now that I had a daughter, Imani.
Oh, wow.
She is now 4 months.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yes, give thanks. My beautiful daughter. So I go visit and spend some time with her, and then from there I go to Blanco, Texas for the Remo Festival. All right, that's September 19th.
All right. And we can continue to follow your tour dates online on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Ras Indio.
Yes.
We unfortunately are completely out of time.
I already see it. I see it. So no worries, man. We did very well, and I'm happy that we have gotten this time to share. You know, this right here, I want to take a nice screenshot of this. I love that.
We'll get that.
It feels good.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure for me to meet you personally. It's the first time.
It's my pleasure.
I'm amazed by what you've been able to do and the legacy that you've built so far, and as you continue to share your art and your message with the world. So I wish you all the best.
Yes, and just remember, everything's online.
Yeah.
Everything's, you go to YouTube, you go to iTunes, you go to Spotify, all these mediums is where the music is now. I used to have CDs, but that age is kind of
the
past.
You know? Yes.
Yes, but big up everyone, my mom, Beulah Hushna, all my children, Zaria, Zaire, Jahir, everyone, I love you. Big up Belize, Ras Indio, one love.
Well, we do have to wrap things up, Isani. It's been a wonderful Wednesday morning, and thank you to everyone who joined us and you guys for engaging with us in the comments section. It's July 22nd, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oie@greaterbelize.com. You can also catch us on our socials. We have Facebook, that's Open Your Eyes BZ, Instagram, that's OIE Belize. We also have TikTok, that's openyoureyes.bz, and then you can even call us or text us on our OIE phone number. That's 675-25 1155. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow on Thursday when you open your eyes
To start your morning right.
Until then, be sure to keep your eyes, your minds,
And your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Wednesday. Good morning, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.